got me a bit distracted there, but anyway, let's get into it, guys. Spawning down in the bottom left-hand corner here of Frost, we have our pink Terran taking down DemiLove in that last game with a great micro on those drops in the end. Those splits, when he finally got to them, were great and kept so much of his units alive at the end there. And of course the drops. So this is Dane. Up on the top left-hand side of the map, we have our purple Zerg from SYF Gaming. It is DemiLove. Alright, the 4-player map of Frost, such a big map, but Demi would have loved himself a cross spawn right here, and Dane basically gets what he wants right here. He's spawned on the bottom side. I feel this side is very nice, of course, because you can just kind of stream up the left-hand side of the map and into this kind of choke here in between, well, straight up into the natural, basically. Whereas if he was on this side, he would have to try and come down through the third. Of course, putting pressure on the third is great, but if you can put pressure on basically the chokehold here of the Zerg at there, yeah, it's going to be very beneficial for him, of course. He's also got good dropping routes, of course, going straight into the natural, of course. And, I mean, the main he can go around to this side if he can keep the pressure on that third, of course. And the Overlord, though, for Demi is going to be very good to start off with. The first Overlord making his way the correct way down the map. It is going to be a CC first out of Dane. And he's going to be able to spot that very, very quickly, of course, Demi, as his Overlord makes his way down to this side of the map. Now, an SCV scout is coming out, though, from Dane. He is going for a CC first. He's just making sure that no funny business is coming out from Demi right now. And Demi is just going pretty much standard hatch, pool, gas right now. Sometimes you do see that gas before pool, but it looks like he wants to get his pool out a little bit quicker, get his queens going, just in case there was a Reaper opening here from Dane. But this isn't a 2-player map, Demi, so you could have felt a little bit safer, but you never know. This is tournament play. Anything can happen. As he actually hides this SCV off in the corner here. So is he going to proxy a Stargate or a bunker around here for any early harassment? I'd like to see what he does do with that SCV in the end. Yeah, that's just going to finish up straight away from there. Now, let's see where the next Overlords are going to go here for Demi, because if he doesn't spot this SCV, this could be a huge problem for him in the near future, of course. Now, let's see what Demi is doing at the moment. He's just getting his queens, he's just getting his general stuff and just droning up. He's getting himself some scouting lings. He does get his Overlord into position to see the CC first, though, out of Dane. So he's going to feel somewhat safe. He is got his gas coming. He will have about 100 gas about the exact same time Dane does. And it may just be that quick factory coming down here. I'm not sure where he's going to build it. Will he build it in the main, or is it going to be that proxy Stargate? So no, the factory's going to go down here in the, on the high ground in the main there for Dane, and he keeps an SCV tucked in weight. So I'd like, it may just be that proxy Stargate, and he is moving it in now, actually. I thought you might have just hit it back and kept it there for as long as he can. But he's just going to get in. He's going to see the gas timing now. He's going to see that the 100 gas has been mined for that speed, so he does know that's on the way. I thought that would have been really cool, honestly, to keep it there and then put in a proxy Stargate and then the Banshee just appears out of nowhere. But of course the Lings would have been able to ravage that starport as soon as possible. That would have been a little bit too crazy. But crazy's good. Okay, so we see the Overlords moving around the map here for Demi, just getting into position, of course, to see drops moving out, see everything that he can. He can see the drops coming from this side, of course, because he does have the Overlord in position there. He doesn't quite have anything to block out anything coming down here, but if he gets a little bit lucky with his Overlord positioning over here, he will be able to see that drop coming. So he's going to be fairly happy with his vision right now. He's sending out a drone to what looks like is going to be his third base, and he's going to take it towards the Terran, which is a little bit crazy in Zerg terms anyway, as it looks like we're going to see... I don't see a starport actually, so I thought we might have seen some more Banshee play, but it's just the tech lab coming down. Probably going to start up Stim when he can, or combat shields, whatever he feels like from that tech lab, but he's going to be a Marauder first, so the tech lab was for that first Marauder. And what Helen says, are we going to see kind of a Marauder hellback composition coming out here from our friend Dane, or where is he going to take this in the end? I'm honestly interested to see what he's going to do, if it's going to be a little bit of a crazy kind of quick build, and those scouting lings at the front of the base, they just get completely taken out as Demi now goes up to his extra gas as his third is on the way. He needs to use units to defend. He knows what happens in that last game, well, not what happened in that last game, so will he be extra cautious? And it looks like it's going to be Stim coming out of that tech lab. It's a straight away, so I was hoping maybe you see a bit of a funny build like our Marauder Hellbat, or Hellbat Marauder, however you want to pronounce the order of that anyway. But Anyway, it doesn't look like we're going to see that, as Demi's just going to be playing it safe. He knows Dane can be a benchy Hellion player from that last game, and that did do a lot of damage to him, so he's just kind of getting a little bit ready for it. He does throw down a couple of spore crawlers just to be able to defend against it, of course. And now Spire's on the way. His lair did complete. This Queen's going to be able to push away these Hellions, but one is getting low. He does have a transfuse on one of those Queens, so he will be able to save him, and he does force those Hellions away from that third base. He does have Lings lying in wait, though, with that speed, so he can go in there if he needs to. And a Scouting Overlord, though, coming in for Demi. He does see those extra barracks coming down. He sees the third CC, so he knows basically where Dane is at right now. He doesn't really see the factory in the background, though, going down onto a reactor, but it's not too worrisome for him right now, as the Hellions of Dane are being pushed away, so he was able to push that away with his Queens. He's got Lings out to defend as well. Somewhere there, they're hiding on the high ground. And the Spire is now basically finished, and he hasn't actually gotten near to starting his upgrades yet, only throwing down his evolution chambers now. If we go to the other side of the map for Dane, do we have those double engineering bays started anywhere? And it doesn't look like we do. So actually, yes, we do. The upgrades do start. They're hiding down there in the natural. So both players going to have somewhat even upgrades, I guess. So we're going to have Dane with a little bit of a head speed there, but he gets in with a nice angle on those Hellions. One little burst goes down. He takes down what looks to be 2 workers there, and increases that to 3 with the one last burst there before they all go down. But 4 Hellions for 3 drones and a couple of Lings, not really the trade he's looking for, but he does just kind of throw that away now. And Hellion counterattacks are out of the question now, because you can't really go back into that from here, as the mutas are now on the way. They can fly back and defend that, no problemo. And now, yeah, 9 mutas are about to spawn here for our Zerg. He's also got his +1, not quite Carapace coming out yet. I'm not sure if that's a mistake from him. There we go, he does throw that up now. He just wanted to get the mutas out, of course. And there we go, there's extra gas is going to come down at the third. I thought he would have this a little bit quicker, especially with those mutas out on the map. And he's going to be able to harass this base pretty nicely, because there's nothing here to defend. There's no missile turrets. There are a few Marines hiding over there, but they're moving out into the map right now. And the SCV death count is starting to rise. The Marines are still just kind of wandering past us right now. And finally they stim back to try and defend, but not after. DemiLove gets about 14 worker kills right there, and just annihilates that natural mineral line. There's going to have to be a missile turret thrown down now, and yes, he does. Does he throw them down elsewhere? Yes, he does put one up in the main, and he will probably throw one down in the natural. No, he doesn't. He's got Marines down there. That's kind of a moving missile turret for this, for those mutas there anyway. So, but anyway, let's look at the other side of the map here for Demi. He hasn't got his Baneling speed on the way though yet. He does have Banelings, and he actually, as I say that, he does start his upgrade there for those Banes. He does have the defense. He's got his creep spread starting to move out a little bit nicely now from this third base. So when this Terran just try to push onto it, he's going to have plenty of creep to try and defend that third base, which is obviously going to be huge for him. And let's check out this natural. There's no Marines here to defend. This missile turret is a goner if he does push in, but no, he doesn't feel he's waiting for those extra mutas to come across the map. He's got +1 coming for those mutas, as well as the +1 for the ground units. The Marines are not quite really heading back right now. The mutas are going to swing in here, take down that missile turret straight away, and start again on that SCV line. And he's going to do so very well. Let's see how many workers he can get this time. The stim is going down. He's going to try and catch him on the way out, but those Marines here coming out of the main do get stimmed here to try and defend. He's going to try and catch him with another stim over on the left hand side here, but he will take down just 1 or 2 mutas. And not for the cost of the amount of workers that go down, basically. More mutas being added on, some pink scans as well to clean up some creep, but he does catch the mutas out of position once again, picks off 1 or 2, and more creep trims coming down. Now the Lings are here to defend. They do have their +1 upgrades, so he does have Banelings, but the speed is about 10 seconds off, so he has delayed it enough. It looks like Dane has gone home for now. And the creep spread is now starting to get a little bit out of control here for Demi. He's taken pretty much all the way to the middle of the map, and he's going to start surrounding his opponent with the creep, which is going to be hugely great for him, of course. And there's only a small distance here between the third bases of both players. He can send a Marine there and see the creep across the other side there. So that'd be pretty good for him to see. Or maybe check down a siege tank there, and if a worker tries to go for a little bit of a sneaky building over here, he can pick that off. But I wouldn't. Yeah, it's a bit silly. The Terran right now getting his 2-2 upgrades, of course, and the Zerg does follow up with his own, and does he? I was hoping he's going to send around the mutas once again to that natural base. There is only... Okay, he's got 2 turrets and a few marines there to defend right now. So he's set that up pretty nicely. He's going to pick himself off some widow mines, which is actually very costly for the Terran. He does have 2 at the front, though, of his base. He's going to send them forward and plant them down in the creep. Actually, no, he doesn't quite go into the creep yet for those, but he does... He's going to start an attack here on this third base. The 4th is actually finished up there for Demi on the north side of the map. But here we go. The Lings and the Banes are rolling in. He's on creep. The Lings are trying to get around the back, and he does get a grab on him. A lot of marines going down there. And Demi has got a huge supply lead right now. He's up by 70, and everything is basically in those medivacs here. He does drop them here to defend this third base, but Demi is on top of everything right now, and the Banelings collecting all up those marines, but the Banes kind of just wander off on their own, but they are cornering everything. The mineral line goes down, the bunker goes down, the mutas are there, and everything. This third base is gone, and it looks like the game for Dane, as it looks like the series is going to get tied up